Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to the fellow judges and my fellow friends. My name is Mohd Hayat bin Abu Hashim, and I am a third year student of landscape architecture in IIUM under supervision of Dr. Rashidi bin Othman. Okay, my topic for the research is a therapeutic design for elderly mental health enhancement by transforming the Heath forest in Terengganu into a forest therapy. Okay, we go to the introduction, which is what is a forest therapy? Forest therapy is also called Shinrin-yoku in Japan, which is a traditional Japanese practice of immersing oneself with the nature by mindfully using all the five senses, such as vision, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. And then we go to the literature review. I have four aspects, which is elderly, mental health, therapeutic design, and Heath forest. Elderly is the group of people who are aged around 65 years old and above. There are two categories in elderly, which is early elderly and late elderly. Early elderly age around 65 to 74 years old, and late elderly around 74 and above. Okay, we go to the mental health. Mental health is about how we react, how we feel, and how we think. And then it also help us determine the how we handle our stress, and relate. It also help us to relate with each other, how to we communicate with each other. You have three aspects, which is emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Mental illness also being detected. The common three mental illness for the elderly is dementia, anxiety disorder, and mood disorder. Okay, now we go to the therapeutic design. Therapeutic design is the concept that can give benefits to three aspects in our life, which is social, physical, and psychological. These three aspects will improve our health, and if we combine the therapeutic design with a natural environment such as forestry, it will give us three benefits, such as reduce environmental stress, provide support, and healthful and therapeutic for human. Okay, we go to the Heath forest. Heath forest is a very rare and unique type of forest. It has so many unique characteristics, such as a sparse and uniform savanna, reflection, and intricacity. This character that give the identity to the Heath forest. Now we go to the problem statement. I have three problem statement, which is number one, the increasing rate of elderly population with health issue, the lack of forest therapy activity being applied in Malaysia, and most of the design and facility in the recreational area are not friendly to the elderly. And to achieve in this research, I have aim and objective. The aim is to provide a therapeutic element that can be absorbed into a forest therapy model design according to the elderly mental health preference in Heath forest Terengganu. And in order to achieve this aim, I have three main objectives, which is to identify the category of physical and mental health that usually suffered by the elderly generation. And number two is to study the needs of forest therapy to enhancing the elderly mental health. And number three is to propose a sustainable design of forest therapy that can benefit the elderly mental health in order to achieve good healthy aging generation. Okay, now we move on to the methodologies. In this research, I have four types of methodologies, which is number one is data analysis. Number two is the interview expert of geriatric, which is expert in elderly, and observation, which I go to the site inventory analysis in Heath forest Terengganu, and survey questionnaire, which I go to the frames and I collect 22 respondents, which that respond to my questionnaire, and the questionnaire is about the elderly participation in the forest therapy activity. Okay, now we go to the result and analysis. This is the result analysis of questionnaire, which is 86.4% of the elderly from the retired community, and some of them say that they have a constraint, which is there are four types of constraint that they mainly claim about, which is comfort zoning, number one. Number two is physical limitation. Number three is lack of motivation, and number four is body ailment. They also prefer about they also have their own preferables in their recreational area, such as good accessibility and safety environment, Then offer greenery and have a good toilet facilities in the recreation area, and good security elements in the area. Okay, now we go to the site inventory analysis of Heath Forest Terengganu. This site, the dominant tree in the area is gelam tree, and the gelam tree has a very special characteristic, such as it has a soft-like characteristic for its trunk, and the leaf also being modified from the stem leaf to function as a modification leaf, and being able to minimize the loss of water and to make the leaf to stay green in whether it is a dry season. And another characteristic in the Heath forest, such as in the middle of the forest, it has a sandy area, sandy soil, and topariform from the gelam tree, and oasis and swamp that exist in the rainy season. And there are also various type of plant species here, which is such as periuk kera, gelam, hangguana malayana, and others. Okay, now we go to the finding from the geriatric expert. There are three main things that can be highlighted in the interview, which is the constraint of elderly, key features in monitoring and maintaining elderly health, and depression cause. For the constraint of elderly, there are four aspects, which is physical, mental, personal, and instrumental. Personal is about how their abilities to do their basic life skills, such as eat and taking bath. And instrumental is about how their abilities in using the gadget, cell phone, such as rice cooker and others. And then we go to the key features in monitoring and maintaining elderly health. There are five key features, which is physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and lifestyle. And next is what is the depression cause? There are three depression cause, which is lack of communication, bad environment, and disease. And dementia also being highlighted, which is loss of memory that can make it be the cause for the depression. Last is about recommendation and conclusion. I have two recommendations, which is number one, the preservation of a native species in the area, such as gelam tree, periuk kera, and sandiu. These species can give benefits to the environment and for us human. The benefits are such as low maintenance, identical beauty, healthy place for elderly, helping climate, and conserving the water. And next, the second recommendation is the therapeutic design approach. Therapeutic design approach is very suitable because it has elements to treat the dementia or depression elderly. For example, number one is visual contrast, which is the contrast from the pathway and environment. Number two is sensory stimulation, which will stimulate the sense of elderly. And number three is railing, which is a safety modification to avoid them from being to be in dangerous area or in dangerous situation. And number four is personalization space. They can improve the elderly emotional well-being. And number five is the resting area that can used by the elderly who want to rest and before they continue their journey. And for the conclusion, I think that Heath forest has very suitable places and suitable characteristic to being integrate with the forest therapy concept. Then I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum.